The Galactic commander stood before the grand projection of Earth, the holographic map illuminating his ornate control room. Commander Vale of the Quell'zar Empire, an empire that had dominated countless species, saw no threat in the blue-green planet before him. To him, it was a primitive, fractured world of underdeveloped technology and insignificant beings. He gestured to his officers, his voice calm but laced with condescension. "This backwater rock will fall before it even knows it's under attack," he said. "Their rudimentary defenses are laughable. Begin the operation immediately." The command was carried out without hesitation. From their orbiting fleet, precision strikes rained down on Earth, targeting key infrastructure in major cities across the Americas. Explosions lit up the planet below as communication hubs, military installations, and power grids were obliterated in mere moments. The Quell'zar forces expected chaos, surrender, and desperation, outcomes they had witnessed countless times before. But something was different this time. Reports began pouring in. The strikes had caused significant damage, but the response was unlike anything they had encountered. Within minutes, Earth's remaining communication systems adapted, rerouting through unaffected networks. Military bases, thought to be destroyed, were already launching countermeasures. Civilians, far from panicking, were rallying together in organized efforts to assist one another and spread vital information. A junior officer approached Vale hesitantly, his scaled hands clutching a report. "Commander, the humans are adapting. Their responses are more coordinated than anticipated." Vale dismissed the concern with a wave of his hand. "They're scrambling like insects. A futile attempt to resist the inevitable. Focus on disabling their remaining defenses." Yet, as the hours passed, the resistance only grew stronger. Satellite imagery revealed mobile units deploying rapidly across the continent. Makeshift anti-aircraft systems were being assembled from what should have been useless scrap. Civilian vehicles were repurposed to transport supplies and wounded, while Earth's armed forces coordinated a counteroffensive with shocking efficiency. The commander watched the scenes with mild irritation, refusing to acknowledge what was becoming increasingly clear. "They're persistent," another officer muttered under his breath. "They're desperate," Vale snapped. "Desperation is not strength. It's a prelude to collapse." But even as he spoke, a sinking feeling began to creep into his chest. One of the Quell'zar destroyers reported sudden interference in its systems. The humans had launched an electromagnetic attack from the surface, scrambling the ship's targeting array. The destroyer, once a towering symbol of the Empire's power, was now vulnerable, its shields flickering. Primitive projectiles, missiles, struck its hull, causing visible damage. "How is this possible?" Vale demanded, his calm demeanor cracking for the first time. He turned to his officers, his tone sharp. "Explain. Their technology should be no match for us." One officer, hesitant but resolute, responded, "Commander, they are unlike any species we've encountered. They don't surrender. They adapt. Quickly." Vale stared at the holographic map, now littered with signs of resistance. For the first time, doubt began to creep into his mind. Could this primitive species truly be more dangerous than he had anticipated? The aftermath of the Quell'zar attack left devastation, but humanity didn't crumble. Within minutes, emergency systems activated, rerouting communication networks and coordinating relief efforts. The fragmented world seemed to unite overnight, driven by a collective fury that no alien force had anticipated. From military command centers to civilian shelters, humanity's resilience surged forward like a tidal wave. In Washington, D.C., a joint task force comprised of military leaders, scientists, and engineers convened in record time. The president addressed the world through live broadcasts, his tone unwavering. "This is not the end. This is a fight we did not choose, but one we will win. To the attackers, you have made a grave mistake." Across the globe, nations pooled resources in a way never seen before. Countries once divided by politics and ideologies came together with a singular purpose. Engineers worked around the clock, retrofitting outdated missile systems to strike targets beyond Earth's atmosphere. Cybersecurity teams coordinated an unprecedented assault on the Quell'zar fleet systems, exploiting vulnerabilities uncovered by desperate but brilliant scientists. The first counterattack was launched from a naval fleet stationed off the Pacific coast. Using modified ballistic missiles, the U.S. Navy struck at the Quell'zar ships in low orbit. The projectiles, powered by Earth's most advanced propulsion systems, bypassed the enemy's weakened shields and exploded against their metallic hulls. While not catastrophic, the attack damaged a critical supply vessel, forcing the aliens to retreat further into orbit. Meanwhile, civilians played an unexpected role in the resistance. Social media platforms, once a source of idle distraction, became powerful tools for spreading real-time intelligence. Amateur astronomers tracked alien movements in the sky, relaying coordinates to military command. Groups of hackers disrupted the Quell'zar's communication networks, creating chaos within the alien fleet. What the invaders had dismissed as a disconnected and primitive species had become an unyielding network of innovation and determination. Inside the Quell'zar command ship, Commander Vale watched the humans' actions with growing frustration. His officers reported mounting difficulties. Human cyberattacks were interfering with fleet operations, improvised human weaponry was causing unexpected damage, and their ability to rally under pressure defied all logic. "This is madness," Vale muttered, his voice tinged with disbelief. "They should be scattered and broken. Instead, they're evolving." One officer, emboldened by the chaos, stepped forward. "Commander, their strength isn't in their technology. It's in their resolve. They don't stop, even when they're outmatched." Vale's eyes narrowed. "No species is invincible. Increase the assault. Target their remaining infrastructure." But the humans were prepared. A massive coordinated strike was launched against the Quell'zar fleet, utilizing newly developed electromagnetic pulse weapons. The EMP bursts disabled shields on two of the smaller alien ships, rendering them vulnerable to surface-to-air missile fire. Quell'zar crews, untrained in handling such countermeasures, scrambled to restore control. Back on Earth, the momentum only grew. Humanity's message was clear. No matter the odds, they would not go quietly. Their ingenuity, combined with their refusal to surrender, turned what should have been a quick annihilation into a battle the Quell'zar had never expected. The humans struck with a ferocity that defied every expectation. Across the globe, makeshift strategies evolved into precision tactics, and desperate ingenuity turned into calculated advantage. A coalition of nations launched their boldest offensive yet. An experimental fleet of repurposed spacecraft, built with salvaged components and armed with nuclear payloads, was sent hurtling toward the Quell'zar's orbital fleet. The alien sensors, designed to detect advanced threats, failed to recognize the crude yet devastatingly effective attack until it was too late. The first detonation rocked a Quell'zar battlecruiser, sending shockwaves through their formation. For the first time, a flagship of the Empire was reduced to smoldering debris, its wreckage raining down into Earth's atmosphere. The humans had learned to exploit weaknesses in the alien fleet's energy shielding, overwhelming it with sheer force and unpredictability. Every move was bold, reckless, and executed with a determination the Quell'zar couldn't comprehend. In orbit, Commander Vale's confidence cracked further as reports flooded in. Human forces were launching simultaneous attacks from every corner of the planet. Resistance groups had targeted their supply lines, using guerrilla tactics to disable critical relay stations. Civilian hacking collectives dismantled vital communications protocols aboard the fleet. What should have been a one-sided annihilation was turning into a war of attrition that the Quell'zar were unprepared for. "How is this possible?" Vale demanded, slamming his clawed hand against the control panel. His officers, previously stoic, now exchanged uncertain glances. One finally spoke, their voice trembling. "They're unlike anything we've faced. Their ingenuity, it's relentless. Every strike they make is more calculated than the last." Vale stared at the holographic projection of Earth, now dotted with signs of coordinated resistance. "Their technology is primitive," he said, almost to himself. "But their resolve, it's as if they thrive in chaos." On the surface, the humans continued their unorthodox assault. Military leaders deployed decoys and launched misinformation campaigns, confusing the alien forces. Experimental weapons, some hastily designed in secret labs, were deployed in coordinated strikes, forcing the Quell'zar to adapt on the fly. Even their advanced systems struggled to keep up with the relentless and unpredictable nature of the human response. The turning point came when a team of scientists unveiled a revolutionary countermeasure, a directed energy weapon that could penetrate the Quell'zar's cloaking technology. Using this breakthrough, human forces located and targeted key Quell'zar command ships. The assault was swift and devastating, disabling several vessels and forcing the rest to retreat further into orbit. Within the Quell'zar fleet, panic began to spread. Crews, accustomed to easy conquests, now faced a foe that refused to be subdued. The humans weren't just defending, they were hunting. Commander Vale felt the weight of failure bearing down on him. He turned to his senior officer, his voice unsteady. They don't just fight for survival. They fight for something more. Something we cannot understand. As the humans delivered another decisive blow to his fleet, Vale realized the unthinkable. His empire's superiority wasn't enough. The humans were proving that sheer willpower could overcome even the greatest technological advantages. The final phase of humanity's counterattack unfolded with ruthless precision. The Quell'zar fleet, once a symbol of dominance, was now fractured and vulnerable. With their forces divided and resources stretched thin, the invaders struggled to maintain their grip. Humanity seized the opportunity to deliver a decisive blow. A global coalition, armed with every available weapon and newfound technological breakthroughs, coordinated their most ambitious assault yet. The operation began with a barrage of coordinated strikes from Earth's surface. Ballistic missiles, outfitted with advanced guidance systems, pierced through weakened Quell'zar shields. Targeting the remaining supply vessels and critical fleet carriers, humanity dismantled the aliens' infrastructure piece by piece. Every strike was precise, calculated, and unrelenting. Simultaneously, experimental electromagnetic weapons disabled the command ship's remaining systems, leaving it exposed. The once imposing flagship, a towering symbol of the Empire's might, now drifted helplessly in orbit. As the humans closed in, Commander Vale stood on the bridge, surrounded by chaos. His crew, panicked and disorganized, awaited orders that no longer seemed to matter. "Commander," one officer said with a trembling voice, "their next wave will destroy us. We have no reinforcements." Vale stared at the holographic display of Earth, now pulsing with human activity and resolve. He could see their war machines mobilizing, their fleets coordinating, and their strategy evolving with every passing second. It was unlike anything he had ever encountered. Despite their primitive technology, the humans had proven to be unstoppable. "Order a retreat," Vale said finally, his voice hollow. "We've underestimated them for the last time." Across the planet, cheers erupted as the alien ships began retreating. Humanity had won. But the victory came with a cost. Cities lay in ruins, countless lives had been lost, and the world was forever changed. Yet, even in the face of devastation, humanity emerged stronger. For the first time in history, Earth stood united. In the aftermath, world leaders addressed the people with renewed determination. Plans for reconstruction were already underway, and humanity vowed never to be caught off guard again. Scientists and engineers began reverse engineering captured Quell'zar technology, spurring a technological revolution that would prepare Earth for whatever lay ahead. Back aboard the Quell'zar fleet, Commander Vale faced his superiors through an interstellar communication channel. The Council's voices boomed with anger and disbelief as they demanded answers. "You were defeated by primitives? A species barely capable of interstellar travel." Vale, his pride shattered, lowered his gaze. "They are not what we believed them to be. Their strength lies not in their weapons but in their unity, their ingenuity, and their will. They are a force unlike any we have encountered. Attacking them was not just a mistake, it was a warning to us all." As the Quell'zar fleet disappeared into the depths of space, Earth stood as a testament to resilience and defiance. Humanity had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, they were capable of achieving the impossible. And now, the galaxy knew, Earth was not a world to be trifled with.